Good afternoon. Welcome to today's episode. And we are doing with our cell phone today because our regular camera is not working, so I do apologize. The pixel might be sharp, but if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we haven't done this podcast for about a couple months. Everybody's busy with the show, but you do want to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. So when we post the new episode, you will get notified. So today's topic is the winter taking care of the Cycnoches and catasystem alliances. And this is actually, I got renewed interest in this line of orchid when I visited the Penang Orchid Show in Penang, Malaysia last year. And we always grow this. If you never grow this before, this is actually very user-friendly. And I know my good friend Fred Clark of Sunset Valley has made tremendous hybrid. One of his masterpiece creation is the After Dark. You know, this is the one that inspired Tom Ford's Black Orchid perfume. Okay, but this is actually all very simple. If you grow Cattleya or Dendrobium or the Oncidium alliances, you can actually grow them side by side. On a previous podcast before, I have mentioned about this alliance of orchid. You cannot overwater them. You cannot overfeed them. In fact, this is the type of orchid actually from the same region as some of the Cattleya from South America. Okay, in the summertime they have monsoon, they have a lot of rain, so you can actually give as much rain, as much fertilizer, without burning them. What you doing is all summer long, you want to build up this can, the suitable. Okay, this is one of the favorite, very popular item called Taiwan Gold. But this particular clone is called Orange. They should call it Pumpkin Festival. It's very, very popular, and we have been growing this for a couple of years. Is for about 3-4 years now. I believe this might be a chance tetraploid mutation now. So they can flower as early as little like this in a 2.5-inch pot, and they will build up all summer. Okay, and it's naturally just a tree falling. They actually turning off, and personally, I just like to take them off because it's not very ornamental when they kind of turn yellow. And this is also the good time as you carefully take out the sheet. You can actually good time to inspect, and I was very. You can actually mix them because the suitable have finished the vegetative growing. This sheet is actually protect the very tender suitable here. Okay, and they have done their purpose. I want to peel this off because this is the source of, I know winter's coming, so every time you will put in your orchid in from outside the patio to inside or in the greenhouse. This is where the insects are going to hide underneath there. So when they hide underneath inside the sheet, you cannot get to it. Okay, so, and this is actually a good, I'm getting at this one eye here and potential one more eye from here. So this is, in fact, it's just a good job. Okay, always make sure during the summertime, feed them with normal orchid food. Mark it on your calendar. You are what you eat. So I personally, I think they did a good job. I got one eye here and one eye here, 2 for sure. And when this finish, I got another potential to one more eye here and one more eye here. 4 spike on this tiny little plant. So this is why Taiwan Gold Orange is such a good and popular item now. In fact, I think in North America, we actually can grow better of this type of orchid than the hybrid was originally made in Taiwan. So from here, so what happened next year is this is from last year of this size. And next stage, it's going to be like this. Okay? And this is also the time of the year you're starting to cut back your water. Okay? Normal feeding. You do not want to feed them anymore because what happens a lot of time if you feed them, any of the fertilizer have any trace of fertilizer. Okay, except Mega-Drive. Mega-Drive has 3% of nitrogen. That's just a carrier for the Mega-Drive enzyme. All the suitable, all the nutrients right here. People, I was telling my customer yesterday that do not feed them, and they always say, are they going to get hungry? No, it's all in the stomach. That's why they build up all this result here. Okay, and you can feed them, but instead of flower spike, you might get a cakey. Instead of flower, you're going to get a vegetative cakey propagation. So you don't want that. Okay, and you get too much water this time of year, you're taking the chance all this suitable might get rotted. So this is like if you're in South Florida, you might get rain in the wintertime. This is the time of the year when you just remove them from outdoor screen, put it under you should have a designated area for some of your orchid, not just this type of orchid, that need to have a winter rest. Okay, winter rest means they will enjoy cooler weather, and this type of orchid, especially the catasystem Cycnoches, want to be dry, and then drop the leaf off. Okay, so this is the hybrid. So here is a perfect example. And if I would grow this for myself, I usually like to grow in a clay pot because clay pot hold the weight. And this thing is, I always joking that instead of selling by the pot, I should sell them by the ounce. This suitable here can be as heavy as 2 to 3 pounds. And you can also take this as a self-defense, as a weapon. And so this is the perfect example is, this is at the end of the growing season. I purposely did not take out the leaf, but it's very natural for the end of the season. The weather is getting moist, so you get mildew. So you have two choices, to remove it or leave it alone. This particular one, I think, is still not that bad. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. But do use a clay pot. If you live in Pacific Northwest or Northeast, the wintertime may be really cool. I like the clay pot because the clay pot will dry out the media faster. Okay, so that is for hybrid like Taiwan Gold. And again, small pot the better. Less is more. So they love water. So when they are younger plant, the preferred choice is to grow in the Spanish moss, New Zealand moss, cherry moss, or Peruvian moss. It's good. They love the water. They do not like to dry out. If they got dry out during the active growing season, the leaf might get wrinkle. Okay, but once they finish this size, I will not grow it in the moss anymore. I will grow it in the bark, and that's why I mix some with moss in there, in the 5-inch pot or 6-inch pot. Okay, this is the one that previously was in this pot, but we purposely potted them up in the clay pot, so they got dry out faster. Okay, so if you go under light, this is the way to go because you're not going to worry about tip over. Okay, so again, I think you can easily, we sell on west side, mostly we sell this size. Very easy, very economical to do. Hybrid this is an amazing hybrid called Taiwan Gold, orange. Okay, then you also have and this one here, I've been growing for about 5-6 years. I finally figured out how to time it, and you can actually, if you go in Arizona, even hotter than here, you can actually have the schedule ahead of it. This is the one plant you can actually time it for about Halloween, which is coming weekend, right? So I'm gonna have all this for the Halloween party. And they do have the beautiful cinnamon fragrance. This is perfect for the fall. Okay, so they're always early. And then you also have the famous catasystem Rebecca Norton. Okay, and Rebecca Norton is as a dwarf one, and they are spring bloomers, so they are still green, but this also the time start putting them aside, put in all your catasystem Cycnoches, keep it in the one corner of your greenhouse or one corner of your house. Don't mix them up with other orchid because you don't want to get water out. So leave it on the dry side, as dry as possible, and do not water and feed them until next spring. Don't worry, I will do a new segment. I'm going to do a new segment for the spring care, okay? So we just focus on the winter care right now. What do I say? No water, no feeding. Just leave it alone because they have done all the growing already, okay? It's too late if you haven't feed it. It's too late for you to feed it now, okay? Shame on you. Okay, so make sure you mark it on your calendar. Okay, so if doing more watering, do more feeding right now, it's not going to catch up. You guys should do more harm to this type of orchid. Another wonderful species is now they call it Cycnoches worcesterii. This is a species, and this is a clone called Norman. We tissue culture this one here because it had the best massive flower. Okay, and you have two ways of growing them. There's nothing wrong with the leaf. It's just the seasonal change. Many of you know I like maple leaf. In the maple leaf, it's changing color, and then they drop the leaf. And this type is actually, I grow two way. When the younger plant, I grow it in the moss pot. And this is light right now. So they flower in springtime. And guess what? Jeff, if you can see this here, the spike is coming. And I can leave this outdoor, okay? I can leave this outdoor with my cymbidium. They actually, this alliances, they can actually be okay outdoor as low as 50 degrees, providing that you don't water them and leave it on the dry side for up to 2 weeks. Under the temperature, all this, I purposely keep it out of the greenhouse and put it outside my patio, outdoor growing area. So they got sense of the change of temperature. And when they get too big a size, I also grow them in moss and bark. Okay, so it's okay. Again, I can actually expose them. This way, actually, I can see how many eye. So I can see one eye here already, and I can see one, and two emerging, and possible third eye. Okay, so it's a wonderful species of flower. It's about this big, about up to 4 inches inside. It's a tissue culture clone, and not from seed. It's the best clone. And we have been doing this clone for the last 15 years. And very rarely we do repeat this, but this is one of my favorite spring blooming species. Okay, usually flower can be flower from March. You should do really well for the March, the Santa Barbara show, or our spring open house. Okay. Then you also have the hybrid Momode. Okay, this is called Jumbo Delight, and this is not black, but it's beautiful red. Okay. You notice that it's still evergreen right now. This is a late bloomer. This particular variety flower for I think after Easter and Mother's Day. That's why the leaf haven't been dropping yet. Okay, so this is kind of fun because you actually can have this kind of start build out a collection. With Taiwan gold, and then with the Cycnoches, the species, the Cooperi, here is the male flower, And Cooperi is a wonderful species. They flower early. Okay, this and Cooperi is a very popular. It used to be really expensive because when they're from South America. And this is my sample plant during the Huntington last week, and I'm really surprised it held up so well. So what do you do after the flower finish? You don't need to cut them off. You can just twist it. I usually just twist it so I don't have to worry about the tool. Okay, and believe me, they will flower. Do not do anything. Just leave it alone, and they can rebloom again on the same can. This is the one, Jeff. If you can focus this one here. This one flowered about 3 weeks ago. It finished. I give it to a lot of light, no water. Here's on the second one again. All right, you see here, same Cooperi, okay, and very, very, very exotic, citrus-like fragrance. And judging from the leaf, I think I have another area eye. So this is very, very good. As if you do your job in the summertime, a lot of water, a lot of feeding. They build up all this energy in the suitable here. After that, let the plant take care of themselves. Look at this, Cooperi flower on the tiny little small plant. It's all about the feeding. It's all about they are what you eat, all right? So again, 1, 2, 6 plant. And a 3-inch pot, look at it, 2 spikes. And they did flower before, right here. So this is the second spike of the same suitable right now. Okay, so this is very fun orchid. It's kind of nice to have something in flower between, and because the regular Phalaenopsis is not ready yet, the big Phalaenopsis and then the novelty Phalaenopsis might be starting winding, slowing down. This will catch up for you. And then, of course, any of this flower this time of year in the dark, cold day with the exotic fragrance is always a welcome change. Okay, so this is the Cooperi, and there are some fancy catasystem hybrid. This is why. Leave it there. Okay, the hybrid. Okay, see here. And this is the amazing hybrid. Is our MC catasystem Graham Iceland. It's called Jumbo Orchid. Is hybrid by Jumbo Orchid. There's 2 Jumbo Orchid of Taiwan. Is one of the nursery been doing a lot of early blooming. In America, we have Sunset Valley. I don't do too much breeding for this line, but I personally, if you want to get into this line, buy the meristem, buy the tissue culture clone, okay, because you know exactly what you have. The hybrid on this type complex, unless you want to get a wall on this, they can be really widespread, okay. But if you just have a little room for a few of this type of orchid, always buy tissue culture clone, because something like Taiwan gold like this, always a proven variety. And so again, the simple rate is in the wintertime, stop water. Normal, you stop water and no feeding, and don't do anything to them, because all the plant will reward you with a suitable all the nutrient you put into them. Okay, and even after the flower finish, cut them back. Okay, try not to touch here, because a lot of times the pollen kind of pop at you. So don't let it. Don't. This is definitely the orchid that you want to sign say do not touch it. Okay, or they might sometimes the pollen might pop out and hurt you. Anyway, okay, so enjoy these alliances, and if the leaves are turning yellow, there's nothing wrong with this type of orchid. This is the type of orchid that, like the tree outdoor, they're gonna drop off the leaf anyway, because we got getting into short day and long night. So the plant itself is going to the winter resting physiology. Okay, so enjoy this segment, and remember to register. And oh, Jeff mentioned to me that this is the red one, the same one here, okay? And this is the primary cupora hybrid, the darling, okay? The naturally cascading and wonderful fragrance, okay? So this is something that different. Is all, if you're looking for something different, you can brag about to your neighbor. This is a fun good to try. And especially if you live in Texas, Arizona, South Florida, you have a really hot summer, or even Pacific Northwest in New Jersey. I have a lot of customers go this outdoor, and during the summertime next to this and billion. Okay, it's almost everybody have. If you have in an area have a really bright summer area, put it outdoor, and then this time of year you can start putting indoor. You can put it under light or next to the bright window, and do not water them. This is actually very, very popular now for growing indoor, in particular new LED light, like the LED light from Jeff, LED light botanical light. You can have very good regulation on them, okay? Thank you so much, and remember to subscribe the channel, because we don't do this every week now, but you want to get notified when we do the update, okay? Thank you very much, and happy orchid growing.